Most people think eating just meat is the fastest way to get strong and healthy. That belief sounds powerful, primal, even logical. But let me tell you something. It can also quietly destroy your health if you do it wrong. Listen carefully. When I was a young bodybuilder, we believed in steak, eggs, and iron. And yes, meat builds muscle. But what no one tells you is, if you make certain mistakes on a carnivore diet, mistakes I've seen over and over again, you could lose your memory, damage your heart, ruin your gut, and even shorten your life. That's right. This isn't about fear. This is about facts and choices. Because many people over 60 are turning to carnivore or high-protein diets, hoping to regain strength, reduce inflammation, and feel like themselves again. But there are 5 dangerous pitfalls, completely avoidable mistakes that can quietly sabotage everything you're trying to achieve. And most doctors won't mention them. Yet they, why? Because these issues often build up silently. You won't feel the damage until you're already weaker, foggier, or in pain. So today I'm breaking it all down for you. We'll go through the 5 biggest carnivore mistakes older adults are making, and more importantly, how to avoid them. I'll show you how to do this diet wisely, with strength, with science, with experience. Because if you want to stay strong, sharp, and independent for years to come, you've got to get this right. I've seen too many friends go down the wrong path, and I don't want that for you. So let's get started. Have you tried a high-protein or carnivore-style diet recently? How did it feel for you? Did it help or did you feel worse? Let us know in the comments. Your experience could help someone else avoid a painful mistake. Carnivore mistake number 5 is mistake not measuring progress. Let me ask you something. When's the last time you truly checked in on your health? Not just how you feel, but what your body is actually telling you beneath the surface. See, one of the most common mistakes I see with the carnivore diet, especially among older men and women, is assuming that if you're eating meat, you're doing everything right. That's a dangerous assumption. You commit to a simple, no-nonsense way of eating, but discipline without direction can lead you off a cliff. Just because you're following the rules doesn't mean it's working for you. And just because something works for a 25-year-old online influencer, doesn't mean it fits a 68-year-old trying to protect their brain, heart, and joints. You must track what matters. Energy, sleep, digestion, mood. These aren't small things, they are your body's warning signal. And if you don't pay attention, you miss the chance to correct course before real damage is done. I've learned over the years what gets measured gets improved. Many seniors assume they're too old to change, or they think blood work is only for people with serious problems. That's not true. Your health is like building muscle. If you don't test your strength, how do you know you're improving? If you don't step on the scale or look in the mirror, how do you know your plan is working? Notice if your memory is sharper or foggier. Watch how your joints feel going up the stairs. These little clues matter. They tell you if your fuel, the meat, the fat, the meals is actually helping or silently hurting. When I started tracking my recovery in my 60s, I discovered small habits that made a huge difference. Drinking bone broth in the morning, adding more salt, lifting lighter weights but with more focus. These adjustments came only because I was paying attention. So if you've been on carnivore for 3 months or 3 years, take time this week to reflect. What's working? What's not? Don't assume it. Observe. Listen to your body. Ask questions. Then make adjustments like a craftsman shaping his masterpiece. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever tracked your health in a journal or noticed changes after switching your diet? What stood out? Let us know in the comments. Someone else might be going through the same thing, and your story could help them stay on the right path. Don't just eat with discipline, eat with awareness. That's how you build a body that lasts. That's how you age like a champion. Carnivore mistake number 4 is mistake eating too infrequently. Let me tell you something I learned the hard way. Skipping meals might sound like discipline. It might feel like you're giving your body a break or pushing your willpower. But especially as we get older, that strategy can actually work against you. One of the most overlooked mistakes on the carnivore diet is eating too infrequently. So many people jump into intermittent fasting while eating carnivore. They go from 3 meals a day down to 1, maybe 2 if they're lucky. And at first it feels great. You drop some weight, your blood sugar stabilizes, you feel light. But over time something happens. Your energy drops, your strength fades, your muscle shrinks. And for seniors, that's a warning sign we cannot ignore. Muscle loss after 60 is not just about appearance, it's about survival. Your muscles protect your joints, your bones, your balance. They help prevent falls, support your immune system, even your brain function. When you skip meals, especially protein-rich meals, your body doesn't build muscle, It breaks it down. Now look, I'm not saying you need to be eating 6 times a day like a bodybuilder in this, but what I'm saying is this. Your body needs consistent signals that it's safe, strong and fed. When you eat enough protein every few hours, you keep the muscle building process switched on, and that's critical when you're trying to age with power, not fragility. It's tempting to follow what the younger crowd on the internet says. They can fast for 18 or 20 hours and still bounce back. But when you're 65 or 70, that same fast can hit you harder. You need to listen to your biology, not just the trend. Your goal isn't just to be lean. Your goal is to stay strong, mobile, and independent. I've seen friends lose strength rapidly when they stopped eating breakfast or lunch. Their hands got weaker, their backs hurt more. They blamed age, but it was actually underfueled. Once they went back to eating regular meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner with solid protein, their strength returned. Eating enough and eating consistently is an act of self-respect. It's how you say to your body, I care about you. I want you to be strong for the next 10, 20, even 30 years. That kind of intention matters, because time is precious, and so is your health. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed yourself feeling weaker, more tired, or even moody when you skip meals? What did you change to feel better? Share it in the comments. It could help someone who's silently struggling and needs that one insight. Remember this, strength is built in the gym, but it's maintained in the kitchen. Don't starve your future to chase a quick result. Fuel your body, respect your age, and eat like you mean it. Carnivore mistake number 3 is ignoring electrolytes. This one sneaks up on people. You feel tired, your legs cramp. Maybe you're dizzy when you stand up too fast, and you think maybe I'm getting old. Maybe it's just part of the process. But I'm here to tell you, sometimes it's not age, it's electrolytes. When you switch to the carnivore diet, you're dropping carbohydrates. That's expected. But what many people don't realize is that this shift dramatically affects your sodium, potassium and magnesium levels. And without these key minerals, your body starts to short circuit, especially if you're over 60. Your body is like an engine. Electrolytes are the spark that keep everything firing. They regulate your heartbeat, your hydration, your muscle contractions, even your thinking. When you go low carb, your insulin drops, and your kidneys flush out more sodium. That's biology, and if you don't replace it, you run low. Now here's the real danger. As we age, our thirst signals weaken. We may not feel dehydrated even when and if you're eating only meat without added salt or mineral support, you're risking more than just fatigue. You're risking blood pressure changes, arrhythmias, even confusion or falls. Salt your food generously, sip broth, use mineral-rich salt, and if needed, take a high-quality electrolyte supplement. Not for performance, but for protection. I remember one time after a hot day of training, I got lightheaded out of nowhere. I had eaten perfectly, steak, eggs, water, but no salt. Just one little mistake. Once I added some pink salt and magnesium, the fog lifted like that. You must be precise, especially as you age. You're not doing this diet to prove something. You're doing it to feel alive, sharp and capable. That means fueling your body with more than just protein and fat. It means replacing what's lost before it becomes a problem. I want to hear from you. Have you ever felt dizzy, cramped, or unusually tired after switching your diet? Did adding salt or electrolytes help? Share your story in the comments. It might help someone avoid a fall or a dangerous episode. You're still here because you care about your health. You want to be stronger, sharper, and more in control, not just today, but for the next 10, 20, even 30 years. That mindset alone puts you ahead of most people your age, and I respect that deeply. What we've covered so far, the first 3 carnivore mistakes, are things I see all the time. They creep in quietly. Skipping electrolytes, fasting too long, avoiding fat. These aren't just bad habits. They're habits that can quietly erode your strength and energy over time. Fixing them gives you a strong foundation. It helps your body stabilize, so it can actually start healing and rebuilding from the inside out. But now I want to ask you to really focus, because the next 2 mistakes are the most important. These are the ones that break people. I've seen strong men become weak because of them. I've seen women lose energy, lose sleep, even lose confidence, all because of these next 2 problems. And the worst part, they didn't even know it was happening. They thought they were doing everything right. That's why I'm telling you now, don't tune out. Don't think I've heard it all before. What's coming next isn't just helpful, it's essential. If you miss these last 2, everything else you do might not work. But if you understand them, and fix them, it could change how you feel for the rest of your life. That's not an exaggeration, that's the truth. So let's go deeper now. Let's talk about the final 2 carnivore mistakes, starting with one that most people never even question, and yet it could be the exact reason their body is stuck in survival mode instead of thriving. Pay attention, this is where everything changes. Don't overlook the small things. A teaspoon of salt today could be the difference between feeling strong or feeling weak tomorrow. Pay attention to the signals. Your body is wise, but only if you're willing to listen. Carnivore mistake number 2 is going too late. That advice stuck with a lot of people, especially those over 60. And even when switching to a carnivore diet, many still carry that fear into the way they eat. They go straight for lean meats, cut off the visible fat, and think they're doing themselves a favor. But they're not. When you take away carbs, your body needs an energy source, and that energy has to come from fat. If you eat lean meats like chicken breast, turkey or trimmed sirloin, without enough fat, you're leaving your body underfueled. You'll feel tired, irritable, cold, your sleep will suffer, your hormones can take a hit, and over time your metabolism slows down. The problem is, on carnivore, fat isn't just allowed, it's essential. It supports your brain, your joints, your hormones, even your digestion. Without it, your body starts to break down its own tissues to survive. That's not a path to strength, that's a path to burnout. Think about this, the strongest animals in nature don't eat dry, lean muscle. They go for the fat, the marrow, the organs. That's where the real nutrition is. When I was training at my peak, I didn't fear fat, I respected. And now in my 70s, I see how critical it is to aging well, especially on a diet as specific as carnivore. Some people feel nauseous or uncomfortable when they increase fat too quickly. That's okay, it takes time for your body to adapt, but don't make the mistake of cutting it out entirely. You're not doing yourself any favors by avoiding what your body actually needs to thrive. The older we get, the more we rely on quality fuel. You can't run a powerful machine on fuel. If you want steady energy, warm joints, and a sharp mind, you need to give your body the fat it was designed to use. I know this goes against what many of us were taught, but trust me, science and experience both say the same thing. Fat is not your enemy, it's your ally, especially when carbs are low. Tell me, have you ever felt tired or low on energy while eating carnivore or low carb? What happened when you added more fat back in? Share your story in the comments. It helps others learn from your journey. Fuel your body like it's built to win. Don't let old diet myths rob you of new strength. This is your time to rebuild with confidence and precision. Carnivore mistake number 1 is eating the same cuts over and over. You've probably heard the phrase, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that makes sense until you're talking about your health. One of the biggest mistakes I see on the carnivore diet is repetition. People find a food they like, maybe ribeye, ground beef, or chicken thighs, and they eat it every day, sometimes twice a day. No variety, no change. And for a few weeks or even months, it might feel like everything is fine, but slowly, you start to notice things. Joint stiffness, poor sleep, fatigue, maybe even hair thinning or mood changes. These are warning signs, not aging. The signs of nutritional imbalance. Meat is powerful. It gives you protein, iron, zinc, but not all meat is the same, and not all nutrients live in the muscle. When you skip organs, skip fish, skip connective tissue, you're missing the very building blocks that support your brain, your heart, your skin and your immune system. I learned this when I was younger, training hard every day. I thought steak was enough, but once I added liver, bone broth, fatty fish, I saw the difference in my recovery, my skin, my energy. As I got older, it became even more obvious. Variety isn't luxury, it's necessity. Your body needs vitamin A from liver, omega-3s from fish, collagen from broth, and tendons. These aren't extras, they're the materials your body uses to heal, repair and stay strong as you age. Without them, you're building a house with missing bricks. And here's what I've seen, many older adults plateau or regress on carnivore, not because the diet is bad, but because it's incomplete. They're eating like a picky child, not like a seasoned warrior. Your meals should reflect your mission, to stay strong, to stay sharp, to live with power and purpose. I always say train like a machine, but eat like a craftsman. Choose your foods with care. Respect your body's complexity. You wouldn't fuel a Ferrari with low-grade gas. Don't do it to yourself. Have you ever added something like liver, sardines, or broth to your diet and noticed the difference? Tell me in the comments. Let's help each other grow stronger, not just older. Repetition without reflection is a trap. Don't let comfort sabotage your body deserves the full toolbox, not just the hammer. Eat with wisdom, age with strength. Today we uncovered 5 of the most common and most dangerous mistakes
people make on the carnivore diet, especially those of us over. We talked about the importance of variety, the danger of going too lean, and how ignoring electrolytes can set you back. We looked at why fasting too long can quietly rob you of strength, and how failing to track your progress can leave you in the dark, thinking you're doing everything right when the truth is the opposite. I didn't share these to scare you, I shared them to empower you, because carnivore, when done right, can be one of the most powerful tools for healing. It can help you fight inflammation, restore energy, sharpen your mind, and rebuild strength that you thought was long gone, but only if you do it with awareness, with strategy, with respect for the body that has carried you this far. Remember, aging is not weakness, it's experience, it's wisdom, but wisdom only works when we apply it. You're not here to eat like a bodybuilder from a magazine, or a 25-year-old influencer. You're here to eat for your life, to protect your future, to stay active, independent, and powerful, for the years ahead. So here's what I want you to do. Take one of the changes we talked about today, just one, and try it this week. Maybe it's adding bone broth, maybe it's tracking how you feel after each meal, maybe it's bringing in more fat, or simply eating more regularly. Whatever it is, commit to it. See how your body responds, because sometimes, one small shift can unlock everything. And now I want to hear from you. Tell us in the comments, what change are you going to make first, or what has already worked for you? We read every single comment, and your story might help someone else make a better choice. You're not alone in this. You're part of a community of people who refuse to give up on their health. Stay strong, stay sharp, and remember, your best days are not behind you. They're still ahead.
Next video.